What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? So we are back again for the season finale of season 2 of Games People Play. This is season 10. Well, no, this is season 2, episode 10, The Greater Good. And this was cute. This was good. I enjoyed the season. I will say that. I do hope that they bring it back for a third season because now we got a storyline that they can open up with Eden thing if they want. What's going on? Is it going to be the return of Vanessa? Like, what's going to happen at this point? Because the way they ended it, I hated it, but I liked it at the same time. I hated it because I hated it for Eden, okay? After she did all of that for that to happen, baby, I'd be so pissed. So pissed. Fuck your kids. That's what I'd be like, okay? Like, damn, I just put my heart out there and you just, all right. But the episode starts off. We got Marcus. He is in negotiation. They got the lawyers and people from the Vipers team, and he got his lawyers there. They're trying to come up with a reasonable price. He wants $75,000. Now remember, at first they wanted 45. Did I say $75,000? 75 million, okay? One lawyer said 68, one said 75, and they just really wasn't, he wasn't budging. And then here comes Eden's daddy coming up in there trying to see and smooth things over, and it's just not going to work because at this point too much damage has been done and he just doesn't trust y'all, okay? So Eden has to go out there and try to talk to him and be like, you know what, I know you think I had something to do with this. I didn't have anything to do with this. We need to smooth this over. Like, you can't be mad and all this or whatever. Just think for a second. Like, don't do what you're about to do. Because he said, how about we go at nothing because I can take my talent elsewhere. And as soon as he got up, they started talking about somebody else's team, the Cougars or something like that. And so at this point, I said, Eden, you have to realize, and you can't be too blind to this and be surprised by this reaction. He just found out that his dad, your dad, had something to do with his wife being gone, okay? And, you know, it just looks suspicious. Whether you're here with it or not, it looks suspicious. So, therefore, let me take a step back. I don't want to work with somebody that I can't trust. And you need to understand that. Meanwhile, you got MJ. He didn't blown up. MJ on his own little like gossip chat type of show with somebody, you know, talking about the rumors and stuff that's going on or whatever. You know, now he's like this big social influencer. He has 3 million followers. I said, damn, where did the time go? And how did this happen? I forgot that man hacked him and made it seem like he had a whole bunch of followers so that he can get a social media impression, you know, so that he can get the engagement and everything and, you know, blow up and be this big social media influencer. And even the lady was like, I could see you soon being the head of this show, having your own show. Meanwhile, Marcus go over there talking to Kareem about everything that's going on with the negotiations. And, you know, Kareem was standing by him, but at the same time, he just didn't understand. He's like, this is a rich people problem because I don't care what amount of money that he would have threw at me, even the lowest money that he threw at you, I would have took because that's a whole bunch to me. It is a lot when you don't have nothing. Any number that's more than what you got is a lot, all right? And Marcus was like, not all money is good money. And he was like, well, I mean, that's some rich people shit because if you need it, it is good. But at the same time, Kareem just realized that if he doesn't renegotiate his contract, Kareem is going to be out of job too because he's there because of Marcus, you know? And I don't feel like that's right because if Kareem is good at what he's doing, y'all should just keep him there regardless of if Marcus is on the team or not, you know? Negotiate his contract off of what he brings, not what Marcus brings. So that's not, you know, that I didn't really like that, okay? Meanwhile, they was there for each other, but then it got quiet and kind of awkward and he was like, "Huh? What, Quan?" Mind you, Quan is not in the room. Quan didn't say nothing. She is in the bedroom, and he do go back there to talk to her. to let her know what's going on, and how they ain't gonna have no money to pay for the wedding now. They ain't gonna be able to do this and do that. But at the same time, Quan said, listen, I done already talked to Eden, and she said we can have the wedding at her place. He was like, why would you do that? Because him and Eden is on the outs right now talking about Marcus. And he was like, well, that's the only two friends, rich friends that we got right now, so that's where he had to go. Meanwhile, we go over there to Nia place, and baby, Nia and Terrence, you know, they trying to figure out this whole situation. She gets this letter from the government and basically telling her, baby girl, you're about to be deported. Either you come down there to the U.S. immigration office or whatever in 7 days, or you will be deported back to Nigeria. I said, what the freak? All of this is because of the foundation and everything, because she doesn't have a work visa. Well, her work visa is invalid because she does not have employment at this point because she got fired from her old job. And I said, that is messed up. Here comes Super Saver Ho Terrence, okay? Let me just say this. The actor that plays Terrence on here, he plays on bruh, and he plays a bitch on bruh too, okay? You messed up a relationship. You was a whore. You didn't respect the relationship that you was in. And now that woman that you so-called claim that you love all of a sudden now, because you was a playboy then, and you saw that she was about to get married, now all of a sudden is, I can't let nobody else get her. I love her. Marry me. And you're doing all this stalkerish, crazy, psychotic stuff, and you're doing the same thing on here. I said, what in the hell is going on? This man said, I mean, there's another way that you can stay in the country. Marry me. I said, see, I don't like stuff like this, okay? He waited until there was a point in Nia's life that she was very vulnerable. And at this time, she is, because she's still dealing with the loss of Eric. That is why she's going through all of this. And Terrence, you need to understand that he needs to understand that it will never be him. And some people just don't get it. It will never be you. No matter what you do, no matter how good you look, no matter how good your body is, no matter how much you make or whatever, it just never will be you sometimes in certain situations. And you just have to understand that and go to where you are wanted. He don't get that. I said, no, you wouldn't put that girl in a corner like that. Meanwhile, we know that Layla, she's talking to MJ, and we find out that she has gone a different path ever since she got kicked off that show. She's been doing more with organizations speaking out about sexual assault and things like that. And she has an interview to do on a morning show. And that's what it is. Meanwhile, Eden up there talking to her daddy. And long story short, the daddy basically said, the daughter ain't shit, okay? Like, you ain't learned because she is putting Marcus over this foundation shit, okay? That is your stuff. This is the man I love, and I'm going to stick by him. That's my man, and I'm going to stick beside him. I love him. I said, you love him? You love him? When? How long y'all been together? Okay? How long do it take y'all to say I love you to somebody? Maybe I'm just a slow, because I don't trust, I got to build up a lot of trust or whatever. It takes me a minute before I can say that, because I value those words. I don't just throw those things out. Anyway, I just don't throw those things out. So I'm just like, I was kind of with the daddy a little bit, but he ain't had to say it the way that he said it, okay? He basically said, oh, so you love that man? Oh, so now you love that man? And truth be told, I feel like if he wanted to, if he could, he probably was thinking N-word. I don't know why. He just gives me Southern plantation on a type of situation. That's what he gives me, Eden's daddy. That's why I want to know, how is he her daddy, okay? Because I don't see no white in her. And I know genetics is a crazy thing, but I'm just asking, was she adopted? Was she the stepdaughter? What's going on? Where is mama at? Okay? Because I need mama to swoop in and get her out of this situation, because you are treating her like trash. Okay? Told that girl, now you talking about, so you love this man, but wait until his wife swoop in, and he would never love you because his heart is with his wife, and if she come back in the picture, he gonna leave you for her. I mean, yeah, I said, wait a minute. You didn't have to tell the truth like that, but you ain't have to be so, you tell the truth, but you don't have to do it like that. Like, Say it gently. This your daughter. This your baby girl. Like, what's going on, sir? You are over the foundation? Like, this is crazy. So then we get back to Kareem and Marcus and Quan. You know, she's cool. She had to come out there and tell, you know, Marcus that Eden is gonna be doing the wedding. And he was like, I mean, it is what it is. It's cool. I'm going to just throw the bachelor party. She was like, we going to have the joint bachelor party, the bachelorette and the bachelor party. I said, wait a minute. No. Listen. Okay, I don't know if that's how they do it in the straight world, but us gays, like, we can do a joint bachelor party, or joint bachelorette party, but no, even me being gay, and we both looking at the same thing. Okay, we both looking at ass and titties, and no, I would want to do my shit separately. I don't need you to see me. Anyway, let me stop putting my crimes out there, making it seem like I'm a guilty bitch. Like I probably do some stuff on somebody. I don't want people to think that. Cause you know, people already say, and I already said I was a little toxic. I need to get up out of that shit. But I don't want you to implicate myself in some shit and you actually see it. No, I want to do my dirt. Ain't no telling. Moving on. Anyway. Cause look, they had a bachelorette party at the bachelor. What it was called, the Quana Ratchet or something like that. And you got all their friends there, and they having a good time. You got the guys over here, the girls over here, and Kareem can't keep his eyes off of Quenisha. And I said, yeah, but you can cheat on her, but you get up in your feelings when she just having a little fun. He said with that fake ass Miguel looking nigga over there that she. And I looked at him. I said, don't do Miguel like that. Mind you, Miguel X. Are they back together? Sitting right there with her. I said, what's going on? I need to know the update because they cool or whatever. I mean, they've been friends, so I'm pretty sure it's no real hard feelings, but are they back together? I would love that if that happened. But hey, if they're not, it's understandable. But you know, MJ getting his kicks off of her. I mean, off of old boy too. You know, Quenisha is doing what she's supposed to be doing at a bachelorette party, having fun. Kareem can't focus, all right? Kareem is all up in his feelings. Kareem looking at what she's doing, looking at all the men on her. I'm like, Kareem, have some fun. At one point, one of the girls was backing it up on him. He ain't even paying attention to it. He looking over here off the side trying to see who she dancing with or who dancing with her. Mind you, he done pushed her away talking about some 6 feet, 6 feet. You know, Quenisha see me doing anything, she gonna tear this shit up. Mind you, Quenisha is all over a stripper, okay? Like, the stripper came over there, he picked her up and everything, and she just ratted it or whatever. Like, no care in the world. I said, Kareem, let loose. This is your time to let loose. Your woman trusts you enough to do that. I mean, obviously, she feel like you trust her enough to let loose in front of him. You know, so just do that. Eden shows up, and they're having a good time, you know. Even though her and Marcus are on the outs for right now because he's in his feels. And Quenisha said, girl, he see you up in that dress. He gonna come back. He gonna come back. It's gonna be all to the good. Meanwhile, Nia was getting ready to go. But Terrence was on the phone at her place, and they was going to their last resort. They was trying to get this video out. That's what they was trying to get the outlets, find somebody that would actually put that video out of the foundation and the secret recording, whatever. But it fell through. So now it's like, what can we do? Nia finally gets there to the party. MJ do come up to her and, you know, ask her what's up with that video, give it to me, you know. And at one point, it was the exchange between them two, it was a little weird because I thought they made up last week. But it was like, you know, oh, so now you want to talk to me? But since you was up in the foundation, he was like, I was just using it to get the information. I wasn't real about that shit. I was like, okay, but when the way that he came up to her to say, give me the video, it was like, I thought he was gonna be playing, and I thought he would have did something with the shit. It just felt real, like, sneaky, like, you know what I'm saying? And I just didn't trust him at that moment. And I said, oh, Nia, I hope you have a copy. Okay, give him a copy and you have the original, if that's the case. We have to always, you know, have some reassurance and some, you know, back shit up for ourselves just in case, all right? Leah Layla, she over there with Marcus, with the girls, and she appreciate all forms, and she's all about consent these days. Even when MJ was talking to the stripper, she was like, "You can't assume that he likes that. It's money. He liked it because he walked away with him." Okay, but I get what she was saying. Romello come over there, bitch, this whole fucking time. I watched episode 1 through goddamn 9 and did not know that Romello was Hitman Holla. Technically speaking, I wouldn't need to know nothing like that because that ain't my ministry. But baby, Hitman, you and your girl, y'all all right with me, all right? Because that was some smooth shit. And I ain't even talking about you. I'm talking about your girl, okay? But you held it down too, boo-boo, okay? And I don't even like that shit. I said, damn, y'all taking all of that? Oh, don't it hurt? Girl, I said, oh my God, I was impressed, bitch, okay? And I said that was some smooth. Anyway, let me stop. I mean, what we talking about strippers, okay? We talking about ass, titties, and dick. So what? Okay, it fits. Meanwhile, Kareem, well, Mello, he didn't get back up into Layla good graces. I said, Layla, I understand now. That's what you girls like. So Kareem go over there, pour Quenisha off of the stripper after calling her name, called her government. Move, shit, get your shit together, bitch. What was that? I got excited. Quenisha Jenkins. I said, what we not gonna do? We not gonna do that. Don't call out my government like that. No, I don't know these people, so they don't need to know me like that, okay? So he done snatched her up out there. We finna go to the bathroom. I said, oh shit, y'all finna go to the bathroom? No, we gonna act pissed off. And I'm gonna take my frustration out on you. And I'm gonna let you take it out on me. That's what it was. And sure enough, they was up in that bathroom banging it out. I said, I know that's the fuck right. Let her know what it is. She said, bitch, it's always gonna be yours. You ain't got nothing to worry about, but go ahead and do what you gotta do, Zaddy. Okay? I said, I know that's right. Eden came over there to Marcus, patched things up with him. And I said, Marcus, quit being the big old baby, all right? You know that girl wants you, and she ain't do nothing to not deserve your respect or whatever. And come on, okay? Because at first, I thought that she knew, but after a while, you realize that she truly didn't. She was never on the same wave that her dad was. So we get to the wedding. The day of the wedding, we got the girls getting ready. They're talking about how they knew that the person that they were with was the one. Quenisha said she knew that Kareem was the one when they first was playing on the Jungle Gyms. And their friend, who was Tyrek's wife, she said, I knew he was the one too, right off the bat when I met him. And Nia said, well, to be quite, listen, no disrespect, but don't y'all have multiple partners? She was like, yeah, we can do what we want to do. Well, that's still going to be my number one. I said, you know what? I'm good with it. As long as that's what it is. Y'all got that down? That's the understanding? I'm good with it. Kareem having a talk with his mom and, feeling like maybe he might end up like his father. She was like, nah, you're going to be good. You're a good man and everything. And that motherfucker really took that money and left. I knew he was going to do it. But I did like that moment. It was touching. And at this point, it's time for the wedding, but we got Nia and MJ and Layla sitting down there. This when Nia put out there that, Terrence did kind of, propose to her or ask her to marry him. And while they in the midst of talking, all of a sudden, Meet Me at the Let's Get Married, the remix, okay, from Jagged Edge started playing. And I'm sitting here like, wait a minute, this the reception? No, this is the song that the bridal party is walking down to. I said, wait, no, we're supposed to play this song at the reception. So when we play it at the reception, we're supposed to get down at this song at the reception, okay? What is going on? We doing it in reverse. They said, yeah, bitch, this is unconventional. I said, all right, because I don't want to listen to no boring ass, sad ass, slow song or whatever while you coming down the aisle. Let me pimp down there. Let me slide down there. Let me twerk down there. Listen, we ain't about tradition no more. We've been seeing too many videos these these days, and tradition has gone out of the goddamn window, and I love it. All right, I love it. People putting their own spins on shit. But when Quenisha came down there, she came down the aisle real quick with Kareem mom, and they did do the traditional song that they marched down there to with the women, the bride. And Kareem give his vows, okay? First of all, Kareem is just, yeah, that's my bitch. That's my bitch. I said, wait a minute. We ain't in no concert, but you better hype your woman up. You better hype your woman up. I would have loved being at this place, okay? Listen, the pastor, he was over it. He was over it. He was over it once it began, bitch. Okay? And so Kareem giving his little comments, I should say his vows. And Kareem vows was so heartfelt for him. All right? Even put in there about how Quenisha cussed his ass out and all this stuff. And it felt like Kareem gave a 3-minute vows. Okay? But when Quenisha lost Lawson, bitch, her name should have just went La Cienega, like the Proud Family. I said, Lost Lawson? What? Jenkins? Romello said that is the most ghettoest name I've ever heard. I said, yes, bitch, it is. But when she got up there and gave her vows, it was probably like 30 seconds. And that was it. Because she had to say, and that's it. I said, really, that's it? But it was cute. She said, listen, I don't believe in divorce, but I do believe in funerals. So, get that shit correct. All right. And of course, the pastor had to roll his eyes and, oh my goodness. I said, just let them kiss and do what they got to do. Okay. Meanwhile, after that goes, the wedding has a good time. The wedding was cool. All right. Everybody's having a good time. And then, outside by the pool, Marcus was sitting out there, and Eden comes out to talk to him and to just basically reassure him that, yes, I love you. And he was like, wait a minute, that's some heavy words that you said. And right when he said that, I knew what it is. I knew what it was right there. He wasn't in love with her. He wasn't in love with her. And if he did feel any type of love for her, it wasn't the type of, like, I want to be with you type of love. It was like, you my homie type of love, or I care about you type of love. Because his heart is still with his wife. His heart is still with his ex-wife or whatever. And if it was up to him, he never would have been without her. So all of this is crazy. And we find out, she actually sits down and she tells him, yes, my dad had something to do with your wife. My dad had something to do with all of this stuff. But, she feels away because she know that she's going to wake up and she's going to lose him. And I like the fact that Eden wasn't delusional about what may happen. She knew that it was a strong possibility that he would choose Vanessa after what she says, okay? And that's exactly what wound up happening because, she put it all out there. He said what he needed to say, basically saying that he do care for her too. But, she gave him this paper. And she said, just look at it when you have time. So when she leaves, he looks at it. I was so mad. I was so mad that he looked at that paper. And I could have swore it probably was 2 words on that paper. But that motherfucker was reading that shit like this. I said, wait a minute. You got to read it out loud with your mouth. You know how you... I was waiting for him to put his finger down like this. Since you was doing all this mouth reading this shit, it was funny to me for whatever reason. He just had this dumb look on his face like, and I said, what is it? Y'all ain't gonna tell us? Nah, they ain't gonna tell us just yet. Meanwhile, Nia, she at her place and she look on the TV, she overhears on the news or whatever that Eden's daddy got arrested. Okay. The tape had went out with the foundation and all of that. And everything was coming to light. So, she calls MJ and she was like, oh my God, thank you. I was like, wait a minute. So MJ really did put the tape out there. That's cool. Okay. Because I really thought he was going to play her. I really thought he was. For some reason I did. I thought he was in too deep and he had really let all them perks of the foundation get to his head. All right. And that's what he told her. He said, yeah, but them perks was really nice, but you my friend, so I couldn't do that. And while they talking, while all of a sudden they thinking the stuff is over with, all of a sudden everybody phone going off. Baby, remember when Andre said they filmed everything, and even you know, what's his name? MJ said that too. They filmed everything. They filmed the initiation and all of that. And they had put and leaked that online. His initiation. Okay, remember when they told him to take his clothes off? I don't know what they had him in there doing, but he was calling Andre, talking about some, come on, you gotta help me. You know, they got me out here looking like a sexual deviant or whatever. I said, bitch, what they had you doing up in there for the initiation? Cause if I listen, if they just told me the script, if my body was looking right now, and I just had to stand there, bitch, I'd be like, and what about it? What about it? I wouldn't feel no way. But I'm sitting here like, oh my God, MJ, what they had you doing? You know, now his career is ruined, and Andre is not answering the phone because you're no longer in the circle no more. Okay, you played them. They know that it was you. You did it. All right. So this, remember what Andre said already when you asked about them trying to get out. You know, you should have had that in mind. But he sacrificed himself, and I guess he didn't think that Andre would let them do that. But you know, it happened. The next thing you know, somebody come knocking on the door. They open up the door. MJ so and so. I said, not the cops, baby. They got him for wire fraud, all these type of charges or whatever. They set him up. They set him up. I said, see, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it, okay? Nia, bitch, you got that man deported. I mean, you got that man gone to jail, all right? That's fucked up. Meanwhile, Layla, she was back on set, and her old director, producer, whoever, he was trying to get her to do some new pilot or whatever since the foundation been found out and their clutches have been unclutched. She was like, no, that's cool or whatever, but I'm already in the business with somebody else. Deuces. I said, all right, Miss Lady, I like this more mature type of person that you becoming. Okay? She said, bitch, I ain't got time for this. Meanwhile, Nia, she calling Terrence. We don't know where Nia at, because at first I thought she was outside on the terrace or whatever, in the yard or whatever. And Terrence was like, what? She was like, I need some help trying to find out what's going on with MJ. Baby, ain't nobody got no information. They got him in there locked down, okay? And she was like, what can we do? He was like, oh, so you gonna call me for this? You call me for this, but you can't call me for the answer the question that I asked you. I said, I know you not finna be a petty little bitch. And he said, yes, the hell I am. He was like, so I'm just not good enough for you, huh? I can do all this stuff for you. I can do everything that you need me to do, but I just will never be good enough. Listen, she said, I mean, it's cool or whatever what you doing, and I like you, but I can't marry you. And I said, why would he think and pressure her to marry him like that? You think just because her back is against the rope that she would automatically just choose you? He said you would rather get deported than to marry me. Why would she want to make that mistake? Her man just died. She's not over that. And you was never the one. Never. And his bitch ass, when he got off the phone, imagine he hung up in her face. He hung up in her face. Okay, I've done it before. He hung up in her face, and then he called on the phone and he said, go ahead, go in. I said, wait a minute, what? Next thing you know, the police or whatever, they coming up in there trying to look for her. Not the police, it was ICE. I said, you sent ICE up in there, Terrence? You a bitch. I said, you better not never come back. If y'all bring this shit back for a third season, which I hope the fuck they do, that nigga better not come back. And if he do, I hope Nia find the fuck out who did this shit to her. Okay? But she wasn't there. She wasn't there, thank goodness. Meanwhile, Marcus called Eden, and he out there on the same beach or whatever island Vanessa is with his daughter. And I was like, yeah, it's over. It's over for them. Eden, you too understanding for me because I be pissed as shit. That bitch did all this and she willingly left you and she ain't gonna stand by your side. That's how I be feel. But I was here. I was here. She let some man brave her. Girl, anyway, that was games people play. He finally got his daughter back. We didn't see Vanessa. I said, now Lauren London, girl, you know you could have made a little slight cameo or whatever. Started the season, ended the season. Okay, that's what you could have did. But it's cool. Like I said, I enjoyed this season. I really do hope that y'all bring back another season. It's a cute little show. But shout out to everybody who was on the show. Y'all did real great. Y'all kept my attention. I liked it. So y'all tell me how y'all feeling. I'll see y'all later. Peace.